Hi friends and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my May TBR. Mixed feelings about my May TBR because at first I was like, oh, I have no reading plans, I can read whatever I want, I can shuffle things, randomize, like do all of that fun stuff again. And then I started to plan my May TBR and realized that, oh, it's already full. But I still think May will be an amazing reading month. I have kept my reading mojo. I'm still very excited about reading. I'm having a grand old time reading so far this year, and that is incredible. Fingers crossed that it will continue to be like this. I do have a stack of 5 books prepped. Another book is on the way. Yes, I bought a book. Yes, I will explain why. Let's just talk about the books I hope to read in May. To start with, yes, you will see some repeats from previous TBRs this year in May's TBR. I don't know why this keeps happening to me, but the month where I won't have repeats is the day where you should go out and buy a lottery ticket or something, because that will be a very special day, okay? First repeat and first book of this TBR, main priority of May, is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. You might recognize this book from TBRs I posted in like January, February, maybe even March. And you might be thinking, why is it still on her TBR? Well, the thing is, I'm reading this for a book club I have with my friends. I've talked about it before. And we were supposed to read it for like January and February or February and March. But our book club meetup kept getting postponed, or we struggled to find a date where everyone could meet up. And because that kept getting postponed, reading this book also kept being pushed back. But now we finally have a date. June 1st, we will meet up. The plan is to have read the book before then, and of course we will also just hang out and have a good time. But I have a month to read this one, and I am excited about this. So I am going to make this my first priority. I really hope I enjoy it. I do have fairly high expectations considering it's a classic. I've read the description before. I don't think I will read it again, but it's some sort of twisted romance, kind of. It's a novel of impossible desires, violence, transgression, and it's a masterpiece of intense, unsettling power. Betrayal, jealousy. I'm just guessing those are themes in this book, but we're gonna see. First read of May, or once I've finished my April TBR. Next up we have the Buzzword-a-thon, and I am doing good with the Buzzword-a-thon. I'm not always completing the book within the month I should, but I'm still reading for the prompts. I'm keeping it up really well, so I'm very pleased with that. So let's chat about the new prompts for May. For the regular Buzzword-a-thon, where the prompt relates to the title of the book, the prompt is to read a book with 2 or 2 in the title. The idea of this, Kayla explained, comes from all of the like how-to guides that have been released recently, but she didn't want to make it that specific. So I did look at all of my books. I have a shelf on Goodreads that is my own TBR, and I did search for 2 and try to find books I own already with 2 in the title, and then I saw one that also works with the how-to/guide theme. So I thought that let's go for this one. And that book is A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire by Sarah Hawley. This is the 3rd book in the Glimmerfall series. I have really enjoyed the first 2 books. This is a cozy romance with fantastical elements, or in a fantasy sort of setting. It's a world where it's common knowledge that witches, vampires, werewolves and all of that exists. And they just live in their little community in Glimmer Falls. It's a world same as ours, and it's fun, it's cute. I really enjoyed the first book. Second book was alright, not my favorite. And I'm curious about this one. I just enjoyed the series. I think it's a good time, and I think it's good for me to have some coziness on my TBR and some romance. This one will be a bit heavier or trickier, maybe not the themes per se, or maybe the themes, but also because it's a classic, it's a bit older. I might personally just struggle more with reading this one because of how well I tend to vibe with classics and also gothic tales. This one, I know I can speed through, which is great. And this one is about the werewolf Ben. He drunkenly bids on and wins a supposedly possessed crystal online one night, and he finds himself face to face with a beautiful angry vampire. And this vampire has some sort of spell on her. She's been stuck inside of a crystal and she wants to break this spell. And I guess they will fall in love or seduce each other. The second Buzzwordathon challenge, the one for cover, is eyes. So a book with eyes on the cover. Specifically eyeballs, but it's also fine with books where the eyes are like the main focus. And Kayla even said though that if you can't find anything like that, just a face on it with eyes is fine as well. But I actually found one book on my physical TBR where eyes are the main focus, and that is Silver Nitrate by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I've never read her before. It will be very interesting. This is the Afterlight edition. I haven't read any of my Afterlight books either, so it's about time I get to this one. This is some sort of horror. I don't remember what it is about. It's been ages since I read the premise. It's about a sound editor and also a cult. They are shooting a movie and there's some sort of dark presence following our main character. If I remember correctly, and I might be completely off here, but there's something about like movie making in maybe the 80s, a tad bit historical, a bit of like a film setting, something along those lines. The eyes are there. This book is perfect for this prompt, so I'm actually very excited about it now. I was so excited when I saw this because I had no other options of my own physical TBR. A few books I'm just gonna mention briefly because you once again have heard me talk about them so much in previous TBRs. Hunger Games, various Hunger Games books. You know this already, I will speed through this, but I'm doing a reread of the Hunger Games books in order to read Sunrise on the Reaping, which I own but have not yet read. I've so far read the first two books, and in May I want to continue with this, obviously, and I want to continue reading Mockingjay, the final book in the main trilogy, and I've also just ordered The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I finally decided that yes, I do want to reread it before reading this one. I'm fully immersed in the Hunger Games universe now. Might as well give this book a second chance and read it properly while I'm invested and see if I might find any like Easter eggs or things like that in this one. I did contemplate quite a lot whether or not I should read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and if it was important for me to read it before reading Sunrise on the Reaping or not. But after wrapping up Catching Fire and having more of Snow in that book, because he's barely mentioned in the first one, like at all. But seeing him more in the second book made me think that yeah, I should reread The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I did not really enjoy it my first time around, and I still don't think I will like particularly enjoy it now. I might up it 1 star on a reread, just because I'm now that immersed in the universe. I'm gonna give that book a fair chance, so I have repurchased it. I had unhauled my previous edition of it. Once I read Mockingjay, I will read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then we will get to Sunrise on the Reaping, the new Hunger Games book. And like, I have still managed to avoid spoilers. So no spoilers, okay? I don't know for how long I will be able to play this game though, of avoiding spoilers from Sunrise on the Reaping. So hopefully I can get to this ASAP. Like, seriously. And then we have one book that I don't really understand when it's being released. It's probably my most anticipated book of the year. The entire release schedule and all of that is super confusing, or just odd. What I'm talking about is that Fredrik Backman is coming out with a new book. It's called My Friends. The weird thing is that it's being released in English first, and then in August it's being released in Swedish. And I've been so confused regarding the release date for the English edition. Every bookseller's website that I go on says something differently, and I know it differs whether it's a hardback or a paperback, but even that differs like a whole lot, and I don't really know what's going on. So I backtracked and went to Backman's Instagram page and found what he had written were the official release dates. Apparently it's being released in the US and in Canada on May 6th, and then it's being released for UK and Australia on June 19th. And then I believe it's August 28th for the Swedish edition. Realistically, I think I will get my hands on this book in June. I would love to read it in May, but I don't think there's a way for me to actually get a hold of it in May. Or not in like any reasonable way. Sure, I could order it from like Barnes & Noble or Target or wherever you order books in the US, but like shipping is gonna be super expensive. It will take multiple weeks for it to arrive anyway. I don't think any of my bookstores will sell it in May. I think they will sell it in June, because I think the Swedish bookstores typically match with the UK release dates. I don't know really, but if you get a hold of the book in May and feel like sending it to me, let me know. I will gladly accept. I'm so excited. I love Fredrik Backman's books. I really do. They are my favorite books. He's my favorite author. So I don't know if this is on my May TBR or not. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting it out there. It's happening. But I don't know if it's happening in May or in June. And there we have it for another month. My TBR. We have some romance, some classics, some horror, maybe light horror, some YA sci-fi dystopia, maybe a literary fiction with my friends. Solid range of books, I must say. This will be a good palate cleanser. That's all I'm thinking, so I'm very happy with that choice. And it's gonna be interesting to read a classic. It's gonna be interesting to read this one. I have no idea what to expect. I've never heard people talk about this one really. So I don't know if that's a bad thing. Probably is. But I'm gonna make up my own mind about it. Not making any promises. But fingers crossed that I can get to Sunrise on Reaping. That would be epic, if I could. Let me know what you think of this TBR, and also let me know what you have on your May TBR. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!